Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' presidential campaign is falling fast and it's falling hard. Falling so hard that over this past weekend they held a little retreat to talk about rebooting the campaign, and so far the only thing they've come up with was to fire 38 staffers. Low staffers, mid-level staffers, some higher-up people, but 38 staffers, 1/3, little over a third, of his entire presidential campaign staff, poof, gone. Because we're retooling things, they say. That's what this is. It's nothing to worry about. Don't get in a tizzy. We raised $20 million this last quarter. We're fine. We're just retooling and trying to slim down and streamline, are the words they've used, this campaign so that we can have the great American comeback, they say. Let me read this from DeSantis' campaign manager. Following a top-to-bottom review of our organization, we have taken additional aggressive steps to streamline operations and put Ron DeSantis in the strongest position to win this primary and defeat Joe Biden. Governor DeSantis is going to lead the great American comeback, and we're ready to hit the ground running as we head into an important month of the campaign. That's all. We're just streamlining. There's too many people, too many cooks in the kitchen, right? Well, no, because things are actually much worse than a lot of the articles talking about DeSantis canning a third of his staff have mentioned. Because there's a lot of stories out there, and it always bugs the hell out of me when nobody puts them all together. So that's what I'm here for. Here's what's happening with the DeSantis campaign, and here is why they've had to fire a third of their staff. It is not because they are retooling. It is not because they are streamlining things. It is because they are running out of money very quickly. As I said, they spent $20 million, or they raised $20 million in this last quarter, but they spent almost all of it. But it's not just the raising and spending of the money. It's not the whole numbers that we should be looking at. We need to be looking at the individual numbers. And if you look at the number of big dollar donors versus small dollar donors for DeSantis, he ranks towards the bottom. I think he's either in second to last or third to last place out of all the Republicans running for president in total number of small dollar donors who donate less than $200 to his campaign. To put that in other words, Ron DeSantis is not able to raise grassroots money. The bulk of his funding is coming from big dollar donors, millionaires, billionaires, and corporations. So what have we seen happening in the last couple weeks? We have seen, and months actually, we have seen a number of high-profile billionaire Republican donors that had moved to DeSantis now say, we're done with him. He's lost 3 billionaires so far. Gone. That hurts a Republican, trust me. But more importantly, most of the big dollar donors that funded this $20 million quarter that DeSantis just had, they topped out. They're maxed. They can't give him any more money. So we're about to see in this quarter, I predict, DeSantis' campaign report the most pathetic fundraising haul that we have seen from a serious Republican candidate. Because he's not getting the grassroots money. His big dollar donors have either completely given what they can and they can't give him another dollar, or they've simply left him. That's why they're cutting the staff. You got to put all the pieces of the puzzle together to see the picture, and the media does a really crappy job of that. It's not just because his campaign's not doing great that he's cutting people. It's because they see the writing on the wall that says you're not raising enough money to keep paying these people, along with all your luxurious travel across the country while your state descends into the 7th level of hell. Because we are. They're running out of money. And at this stage, being in the race for only 3 months, to have to admit that you're so broke you're cutting a third of your staff, that's pretty much one of the final nails in the coffin for this pathetic campaign. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.